Hi everyone, hope you guys are doing well. This is Adya Zanab and today I have selected an extremely important topic of transformation, which is interchange of degrees of comparison. Now in this video, I'm going to make you learn how to transform from comparative to positive degree, also from comparative to superlative degree. Now without wasting time, let's get started. So those who have switched this video for learning the transformation of interchange of degrees of comparison, so I would like to suggest, please have a command on all these degrees of comparison. You have to remember all these. So what is the comparative degree of the given adjective and what will be the superlative degree of the given adjective, right? So these are degrees of comparison. You can see on the screen: cute, cuter, cutest, sweet, sweeter, sweetest, good, better, best, bad, worse, worst, and so on, right? So these are degrees of comparison. We use these degrees to compare two qualities, we can say, and the number of objects that we compare can vary. Sometimes we compare one to many, and at times we compare one to one, and so on. So these are degrees of comparison. Now we directly switch to the exercise that we are going to learn. In this exercise, you have to change the degree of comparison as positive degree and superlative degree. So you can see on the screen, we are given a few sentences in which they have used comparative degrees. Like taller, she's taller than I. In this sentence, taller, faster. Then second sentence, third sentence, bigger, larger, greater, sweeter, heavier, and then cleverer. So in the 8 sentences, we are given the comparative degree of adjective. Now what you have to do, you have to transform these sentences and you have to use positive degree. That means you have to replace taller, you have to remove taller and bring tall, you have to remove faster and bring fast, you have to remove bigger and bring big, right? Positive degrees we have to take in the 8 sentences, right? So whenever we just replace these degrees of comparison, other changes also take place in the given sentence. For example, she is taller than I. Only taller will not replace with tall. She's tall than I. No, it will be wrong. Why? Because in the structure of positive degree is quite different and the structure of comparative degree sentence is quite different. So that is what we are going to learn, that when we make changes in degrees of comparison the sentence, what other changes take place, right? So we have to take command on those changes, what changes we have to bring whenever we have to transform from comparative to positive degree. Now I wish the question is crystal clear what you have to do. Now without wasting time, let's get started to learn the transformation. So my dear students, there are 3 categories of sentences that they might give you to transform from comparative to positive degree. Only 3 categories are there. Apart from these categories, you will never find a sentence that you have to transform from comparative to positive degree. Now in 3 categories, the category number 1 or the type number 1 is they give you the sentences in which they compare 2 objects. For example, she's taller than I. You can see in this sentence, she and I are compared. In the second sentence, the blue car is faster than the red car. So here we can see 2 objects, the blue car, the red car, are compared. So the first type of sentence which we have to learn how to convert from comparative to positive, the category is then you will get 2 objects. So the transformation of these type of sentence is different, right? Now the category number 2, where they give you than, most, other, case, right? They will give you the sentences in which they will use than, than, most, other, some plural objects. For example, Chennai is bigger than most other cities in India. You can see than, most, other cities, right? Then the next is Kolkata is larger than most other cities. Here again we have seen that than, most, other, plural objects we are given. The sentence number 5 again, than, most, other is given. So case number 2, category number 2 is when they give you than, most, other. So this type of transformation is different, right? Now the third category is when they give you than any other, right? You can see on the screen, the mango is sweeter than any other fruit, than any other, then singular subject they have given you. Lead is heavier than any other metal. You can see than any other has come here. Similarly, than any other girl in the class. So in the last three sentences, you can see than any other they have given. So there are top three categories, broad categories they might give you to transform from comparative to positive degree. Now, gradually we will learn type 1, type 2 and type 3. Let's understand type 1 transformation. So whenever we are given type 1, that means whenever two objects are given in the sentence, for example, she's taller than I and the blue car is faster than the red car. So what do we do? What are the rules to change? So the very first rule is you have to remove taller than, faster than, right? You have to remove comparative degree and you have to bring as a structure with positive degree. So in place of faster than, you will use as fast as. In place of taller than, you will use as tall as. If it were given greater than, so you will use as great as. Brighter than, as bright as. So I wish the first rule you learned, right? What do? We just bring this structure as with positive degree, right? As positive degree as. So here the first rule is that in place of taller than, you have to bring as tall as. In place of faster than, you have to bring as fast as, right? Rule number 2, interchange the objects that are compared in the sentence. She is taller than I. She and I are compared. So you will start with the sentence with I and bring she in the last. For the sentence number 2, the blue car is faster than the red car. The red car will come first. That means you will start the sentence with the red car and you will end the sentence with the blue car. So the second rule is what? You have to interchange the two objects. Now the rule number 3. Rule number 3 says if the given sentence is positive, that means she's taller than I. Have they given you not in the sentence? No, she's not taller than I is not given to us. Directly, she is taller than I. So if the sentence is positive, you have to make it negative. And if it is negative, you have to make it positive. Why do we do so? We do so that the meaning of the sentence should not be changed, right? So there are 3 rules totally. The first rule was as positive degree as. The second was that you have to interchange the object. The third is if negative, then you have to make it positive. If positive, then you have to make it negative. Right, now we just transform the sentence. She is taller than I. So we'll start with I as our rule says. So I, with I in the sentence is in present tense. So we'll use am for I. I am. Then in place of taller than, we will use as tall as, right? I am as tall as she. But as I told you earlier, the third rule says if the sentence is positive, so compulsorily you have to bring not there, right? So you have to make it negative. So our answer will be I am not as tall as she. Now why are we doing so? What if we do not write not here? So if we do not write not here, the meaning will be changed. Why? Let's understand now. She is taller than I. So according to this sentence, the height of the girl she and I is not same, right? The height of the girl is more, right? And the height of I is less. That's why we cannot say I am as tall as she. So if I say I am as tall as she, the meaning will be the height of I and she is quite same, but it is not so. She is taller, right? That's why we are just using not here, so that the meaning should not be changed. Now we go for the second sentence. The blue car is faster than the red car. The first rule, the interchange the given objects. The red car, we will start with the red car, then present tense is we will take, the red car is, and faster than will be removed as fast as. The red car is as fast as the blue car, but we have to place not also. Why? So that the meaning should not be changed. So the final answer will be the red car is not as fast as the blue car. Why are we using not here? So that the meaning should not be changed. Why? The blue car is faster. That means the speed of blue car is more. We cannot say the red car is as fast as. If we say like this, so meaning will be the speed of both the cars is same, but it is not so. That's why we are using not here. Now let's take the same case for the negative sentences. If it were, she is not taller than I and the red car is not faster than the red car, then what do we do? The rules will be quite same. But the rule, according to the rule number 3, if the sentence is negative, we keep it positive, then in our answer not will not come, right? That means we will make all the changes. We will interchange she, I, we will interchange the blue car, the red car, we will use as tall as fast as, but we will not make it negative. Why? Because now the sentence says she's not taller than I. That means the height of both the people is same, right? That's why they are saying she is not taller, right? So now we can say I am as tall as she. And similarly for the second sentence, we can say the red car is as fast as the blue car. Why? Because now they are saying the blue car is not faster than the red car. That means the speed of both the cars is same. Hope you understood well the case number 1 for the transformation of compared to positive. So category number 1 we have completed. Now we move to type 2 or category 2. When they will give you than most other keys. For example, Chennai is bigger than most other cities in India. Ashoka was greater than most other kings, and so on. Now here the rule number 1 is you have to remove bigger than most other, greater than most other, larger than most other. That means you have to remove from the sentences comparative degree, from comparative degree till other, bigger than most other, greater than most other, larger than most other. So these structures should be removed, and you have to bring as big as great as large as. Understood? The rule number 1 is same, but we have to remove entirely bigger than most other. These 4 words will be removed from the sentences. Now the second rule says that you have to begin the sentence here with very few. So yes, this is a strict structure that you have to learn, right? So these type of sentences, when you will get than most other structure in the sentence, you have to begin the sentence to transform into positive degree with very few, right? So here we will start the sentences with very few, right? So this is the rule number 2. And rule number 3 is what have to we take after very few. So the words that will come in the sentence after than most other. After than most other, whatever is given in the sentence, you just write those words after very few. Sentence number 1, what is given after than most other? So after than most other, we are given cities in India. So what we will do? Very few cities in India. For the sentence number 2, after than most other, what is given? Kings. So what we will do? Very few kings. Similarly for sentence number 3, what is given after than most other? Cities. So we will start with very few cities. So I wish the rule number 3 is also quite clear, so that what we have to take after very few, whatever is given after than most other, we have to take those words, right? So what was the rule number 1? Rule number 1 was same as we learned in the type 1 or category number 1, as big as great as large as, right? And the second rule was you have to start with very few, and after very few, what we have to take, we have learned. Now just transform the sentences. Sentence number 1, Chennai is bigger than most of the cities in India. So we'll start with very few, and after very few, we will take cities in India, right? Completely, we will take very few cities in India. Then we can see the sentence is in present tense, and our this very few cities is plural. Then we will take are. Obviously, we cannot take is here. Very few cities in India are. Then as big as we have to take, and as big as what is compared here? Chennai. What we are talking about, Chennai, so we will write after as Chennai. Very few cities in India are as big as Chennai. How easy, right? Now, the sentence number 2, Ashoka was greater than most other kings. So we will start with very few, and we will take kings after very few kings. Then we have to take a verb, and we can see the sentence is in past tense. We are given was after Ashoka, and our subject is plural. We will take were. In past, plural verb is were, right? So very few kings were. Then we will take as great as, then Ashoka. Very few kings were as great as Ashoka. Now sentence number 3, Kolkata is larger than most other cities. So very few, after very few, what do we take? Whatever is given after than most other, here is cities. So very few cities, then we will take plural verb are, then we will take as large as, then we will write Kolkata. Very few cities are as large as Kolkata. So I hope you guys understood case 2 very well. Now we are moving to type number 3. Now in type number 3, whenever we are given than any other structure, what are the rules here? The rule number one is same. First of all, we remove sweeter than any other, heavier than any other, cleverer than any other. And in place of these three structures, we will bring as sweet as heavy as clever as. So as earlier in the case number 2, we were removing than most other. So here we are removing than any other, right? And we are bringing as positive degree as. Now, the second thing that you have to learn here is you have to begin these type of sentences with no other. As in previous type, we have learned that you had to use with very few. Now we are using no other. So yes, this again is a strict structure in grammar you have to take, right? So you will begin the sentence here is with no other. And what do we take after no other, as we were doing in case of very few? So what we were doing there, whatever comes after then most other, we were taking those words. So here also, after no other, we have to take whatever we are given after then any other, right? So in sentence number 1, then any other, what is given? Fruit. So no other fruit. In sentence number 2, then any other metal. So what we will do? No other metal. For sentence number 3, then any other girl in the class. So here we will take no other girl in the class. So after no other, what you have to take? The words or the word given after then any other in the sentences, right? Now let's make the sentences. The first is the mango is sweeter than any other fruit. In case of than any other, we have learned we have to begin the sentence with no other, and no other, after no other, what do we take? Fruit, right? No other fruit, and we will write is. Why? Because sentence is in present and the subject is similar. No other fruit is sweeter than will be removed with as sweet as, then the mango. No other fruit is as sweet as the mango. Next is lead is heavier than any other metal. So we have to take no other in the beginning, no other. And what do we take after no other? Whatever is given after then any other. Here is metal. No other metal. Then is we will take as heavy as lead. And the for sentence number 3, Savitri is cleverer than any other girl in the class. So what will we do? What we will do here? No other girl. So no other girl in the class. So just write in the class yourself. I have not written there. No other girl in the class is as clever as Savitri. So in this way, we have covered a topic, how to transform from comparative to positive degree. Now we are switching to the next topic. The same sentences we are given 1 to 8, and at this time we have to change the degree of comparison as superlative. That means the first sentence says she's taller than I, so you have to bring tallest in place of taller. For the sentence number 2, you have to bring fastest. In place of bigger, you have to write biggest, largest, greatest, and so on. So again, we will learn the transformation in the category wise, as we have learned in the case of positive degree sentences. So let's recall type 1. Type 1 was whenever we are given the sentences in which two objects are compared. Let's recall the sentence that we have recently covered. She is taller than I, the blue car is faster than the red car. So here, what are the changes? How do we transform these sentences into superlative degree? So, well, the answer here is that we do not change these type of sentences into superlative degree. Yes, for superlative degree, this type does not exist. Why? Because what is the meaning of superlative degree? Why do we use superlative degree? Superlative degree is used whenever we have to compare one object to many objects, right? So when we compare one object to many objects, then only we take the superlative degree. And here in these examples, only two objects are compared. One to many objects are not compared. That is the reason that these types of sentences cannot be transformed into superlative degree. Again, why do we do so? Because superlative degree is used whenever one object to many objects comparison is given, and here comparison is made between two objects. That's why the superlative degree of these sentences is not made. So good for you that we have only two cases to learn for the transformation. Now we move to the type 2 or category number 2. So category 2 was whenever we are given than most other structure, right? For example, Ashoka was greater than most of the kings, Chennai is bigger than most of the cities in India, Kolkata is larger than most other cities, right? Now we have to transform the sentence into superlative degree. Rules for positive were different, right? And rules for superlative degree will be different. This you have to take command on. So now what we have to do for making for converting into superlative degree, the first of all, you have to remove than most other, and after removing than most other, you have to bring the superlative degree with one of the. That means you have to remove greater than most other and bring one of the greatest. Similarly, bigger than most other will be removed. You will write one of the biggest. Larger than most other will be removed, one of the largest. Right? Suppose it were sweeter than most other. So then what we will do? One of the sweetest. Better than most other. One of the best. So what are we doing? We are just bringing the superlative degree of the given comparative degree, and we are removing than most other also. If it were worse than most other, we will take one of the worst. And if it were smarter than most other, we would take one of the smartest. So I wish you have learned what do we do. What do we do? We remove than most other, and what do we do then? We just use this structure one of the, then we take superlative degree of the comparative degree, right? Whatever is given to us. Now the sentence will be very easy to transform, right? The first sentence is Ashoka was greater than most of the kings. So what we will do? Ashoka was one of the greatest. Then whatever is given after than most other, you will write that thing there, right? Kings is given, you will write kings, right? So for sentence number 2, bigger than most other entirely will be removed, and what we will write here, one of the biggest. And what we have to do, whatever then after than most other is given, you have to just rewrite. Cities in India, cities in India. Chennai is one of the biggest cities in India. Kolkata is larger than most other cities. Kolkata is one of the largest cities. So make sure you are just removing all comparative degree than most other, comparative degree than most other, greater than most other, bigger than most other, larger than most other will be removed, and we will just write there one of the greatest, one of the biggest, one of the largest, and so on. Now we will discuss type number 3. When we are given than any other, right? So when you are given than any other, the first rule is you have to remove than any other, and you just have to use the plus superlative degree. What we were doing previously in previous case, we were bringing one of the superlative degree, but here what have we to do? We just have to bring the plus superlative degree. Sentence number 1, Ashoka was greater than any other king. So entirely greater than any other will be removed, and you have to bring the greatest. Greater than any other will be removed, the greatest. Similarly, colder than any other, the coldest. For sentence number 3, sweeter than any other will be cancelled, will be removed, and you will bring the sweetest. Cleverer than any other, you will just bring the cleverest girl. So simply you have to remove then any other, then any other, then any other, and just bring the plus superlative degree. That's it. And after that, what you have to do? You have to rewrite the words that are given after than any other. For example, sentence number 1, Ashoka was greater than any other king. What is given after than any other? King, right? So just rewrite the sentence. Ashoka was the greatest king. That's it. The sentence, the beginning of the sentence remains same. Ashoka was Ashoka was. December is December is. The mango is the mango is. Savitri is Savitri is. The beginning is quite same. What we have to do, just we have to remove then any other, and we have to just write the plus superlative degree, right? So sentence number 1 will be Ashoka was the greatest king. Then the sentence number 2 was December. December is colder than any other month of the year. So we will begin with the same words. December is the coldest. Then what is given after any other? Month of the year. So you will rewrite month of the year, the coldest month of the year. The mango is sweeter than any other fruit. The mango is the sweetest, then fruit you will take, right? Savitri is cleverer than any other girl in the class, and after any other, what is given? Girl in the class. So you will write Savitri is the cleverest girl in the class. Now this brought me to the end of the video. Please let me know How did you find the explanation? And in the next part, we will discuss the transformation from superlative degree to positive and from superlative degree to comparative. Till I come with the next part, keep visiting my channel. Thank you for watching.